चेक कर लें।
उसका नाम महमूद अल हसन बयार।
महमूद अल हसन चेक कर लें।
Hello, no.
हेलो हेलो जो कुछ आएगा नीचे करना पड़ेगा। You keep in this.
Assalamu alaikum and good morning, everybody. To start the ceremonies today, I'd like to call up Mahmoud reading the Quran today. He scored second place in the North American Qiraat competition, so he's right here.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الرحمن علم القرآن خلق الإنسان علمه البيان الشمس والقمر بحسبان والنجم والشجر يسجدان والسماء رفعها ووضع الميزان ألا تطغوا في الميزان وأقيموا الوزن بالقسط ولا تخسروا الميزان والأرض وضعها للأنام فيها فاكهة والنخل ذات الأكمام والحب ذو العصف والريحان فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان خلق الإنسان من صلصال كالفخار وخلق الجان من مارج من نار فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان رب المشرقين ورب المغربين صدق الله العظيم. Now I will do the translation for 1 minute. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, most merciful. The most gracious, it is He who has taught the Quran. He has created man. He has taught him an intelligent speech. The sun and the moon follow curses exactly computed. And the herbs and the trees both alike bow in adoration. And the firmament has He raised high, and He has set up the balance of justice, in order that ye may not transgress due balance. So establish weight with justice, and fall not short in the balance. It is He who has spread out the earth for His creatures. Therein is fruit and date palms producing sprees containing dates. Also corn with its stalk and fodder, and sweet-smelling plants. Then which of the favors of your Lord will ye deny? He created man from sounding clay unto potteries, and he created jinns from fire free of smoke. Then which of the favors of your Lord will ye deny? He is Lord of the two easts, and Lord of two wests.
That was beautiful. Thank you very much. March 23rd is Pakistan's National Day, and it is officially called Pakistan Day. It is celebrated in commemoration of Pakistan's resolution adopted on March 23, 1940 at Lahore. This resolution embodied the aspirations and resolves of Muslims in the subcontinent for a separate homeland. Could I please invite Mr. Asim Ali Khan, Vice Consul, to read the message from the President and Prime Minister of Pakistan?
Ladies and gentlemen, message from Mr. Asif Ali Zardari, President of the Islamic Republic of Pakistan. I quote, "Today is an auspicious day. 69 years ago on this day, the Muslims of the subcontinent, through a formal resolution, expressed their firm resolve to achieve a separate homeland for themselves, wherein they could fashion their lives in accordance with their own values, culture, mores, and traditions. With the blessings of Allah and through an unprecedented struggle, the Muslims of the subcontinent achieved their lofty objective within a short span of 7 years. On this auspicious occasion, I wish to greet the entire Pakistani nation. When our founding fathers resolved to carve out an independent state, they had in mind a state where constitutionalism and rule of law reigned supreme. For a long time, and at intervals, the rule of law and the constitutionalism has been trampled by dictators, sometimes under the doctrine of necessity, and sometimes under the theory of successful revolution. This cycle must come to an end. It will. The restoration recently of the deposed judges has raised the expectations of the people to witness an end to this cycle. On this day, I urge everyone to work in the spirit of tolerance, mutual accommodation, and respect for dissent, and invite everyone to participate in the national effort for national reconciliation and healing the wounds. On this day, let us all resolve that we shall endeavor to uphold the Constitution, rule of law, and work for the emancipation of the people. I hope that towards this end in view, all institutions of the state will work in harmony. Let us on this day also resolve to fight the tendency to have one set of laws for the privileged and another for the unprivileged. Let us dedicate ourselves to upholding the independence of judiciary in accordance with the Constitution and the guidelines given in the Charter of Democracy. Unless there is a rule of law and everyone is equal before law, the future of our great country will be exposed to internal and external threats. I am confident that if we adhere to Constitution and democratic principles, we will transform our country into a truly welfare state as envisaged by the founding fathers. I pray to Almighty Allah to bless our efforts to prove ourselves worthy of the heritage bequeathed to us by the Quaid-e-Azam, unquote. Ladies and gentlemen, now the message from Sayyid Yusuf Raza Gilani, Prime Minister of the Islamic Republic of Pakistan. I quote, 69 years ago on this day, the Muslims of the subcontinent resolved to achieve a homeland of their own, where they could live in accordance with their religious beliefs and culture and intellectual inspirations. On this day, the democratic struggle for Pakistan was launched under the far-sighted and inspiring leadership of Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah. Praise be to Allah, that the resolute effort of the people was crowned with success within a short period of 7 years. While we celebrate this memorable achievement, we must also remember the unprecedented sacrifices of our forefathers for a strong, progressive, and forward-looking independent Islamic welfare state, where they could build an enlightened, tolerant, and moderate society and ensures social justice and equal opportunities to all its citizens, irrespective of their caste, creed, color, and gender. Our democratically elected government is committed to strengthening the democratic order to achieve these objectives. We shall continue to fight the evil of extremism, sectarianism, and terrorism that slow down our march towards achievement of these goals. With all the strength at our command and strive to make Pakistan rise in the Committee of Nations. I would also like to remind you that in the present environment, it is all the more imperative for us to place our national unity and integrity above any other consideration. Let us inculcate unity among our ranks and discipline in every aspect of our individual and collective lives. Let petty differences be subordinated to higher values of life, which demand unity, faith, and discipline. May Allah grant us strength and perseverance to remain united and devoted to the well-being of Pakistan and its people. Unquote. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Asim Ali Khan. Before we proceed any further, there are some acknowledgements that we have to make for the presence and participation of our very, very important people. The Honorable Michael Chan, Provincial Minister, Minister of Citizenship and Immigration. Mr. Raza Muridi, Member of Provincial Parliament. Mr. Bob Delaney, Member of Provincial Parliament. Mr. Yasser Naqvi, Member of Provincial Mr. Jim Karianis, Member of Parliament. Mr. Wajid Ali Khan, former Member of Parliament and advisor to the Prime Minister of Canada. Mr. Frank Scarpitti, Mayor of Markham. Mr. Dave Barrow, Mayor of Richmond Hill. And a very big round of applause for all of our councillors of both Markham and Richmond Hill. And I've also been told that Mr. Bon Crombie is also here. And Dr. Shafiq Qadri as well. Now, could I please give a special acknowledgement of excellent hospitality to Mayor Frank Scarpitti, councillors of Markham and staff of Markham Civic Centre for providing the facility every year for Pakistan's National Day. So everybody, a big round of applause for all of those people again. Could I please call upon the Consul General of Pakistan, Mr. Tasaddaq Hussain, to come up and say a few words.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Honorable Michael Chan, the Minister for Citizenship and Immigration, the members of federal and provincial parliaments, their worships, the mayors, deputy mayors, councillors, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum and good morning. in this room it appears as if it's the evening. So I take up this opportunity to thank all the distinguished guests present here. Today, Frank Scott and but I am really grateful to him and to his other colleagues for their kindness in providing us this graceful venue and for all their support and help extended to us for arranging this function. But his very able Deputy Mayor is here, and we request him to convey our thanks to Mayor Frank Scarpetti. Ladies and gentlemen, Pakistan today is a functioning democracy with a vibrant economy and a very dynamic civil society. Its institutions are strong and resilient. Its leadership is committed to the success and sustainability of the democratic process, to face any challenges, to address them, and to lead the country towards greater stability and economic prosperity. Our focus on fighting terrorism and extremism is strong and undiluted. The people of Pakistan have made tremendous sacrifices in this fight, and they are determined to see the return of peace, stability, and economic prosperity in this region. The economy of Pakistan is resilient even in the wake of the current economic downturn. Very strong and well-regulated banking system in Pakistan has played a very important role in absorbing the shock of the current global economic meltdown. Major banks in Pakistan like Habib Bank and the Muslim Commercial Bank have announced cash dividends and returns in double digits. The current economic indicators show that the year 2009 is going to be a very important economically for Pakistan, and the growth rates are certainly going to be higher than the previous years. The foreign exchange reserves continue to build up. The foreign remittances have increased by 18%. Exports have increased by 8.02%. The revenue collection growth rate has been 22.6%. While big economic giants elsewhere in the world are in serious crisis, multinationals like the Swiss group of Nestle in Pakistan have announced a cash dividend of 250%. The industrial giants, particularly in the cement industry, like Lucky Cement and Atak Cement, have reaped huge profits with an increase of 43% and 200% in the last 6 to 7 months. Such a huge return on investment, such impressive rates of increase in profitability, the sound economic fundamentals and very low costs of production a very large and talented workforce in Pakistan is certainly a main reason for the continuity of a sustainable growth in foreign direct investments in Pakistan. Pakistan remains committed to work with its international partners like Canada for the development of relations in all fields of common interest. Pakistani Canadians have major contributions in this relationship. They provide a very important linkage for development of people-to-people relations and for strengthening the bonds of abiding friendship between the two countries. With their active involvement and with the help and support of the Consulate General, the Trade Development Authority of Pakistan, and the Federation of Pakistan Commerce and Industries, and of course with the blessings of the Ontario's Ministry of International Trade and Investment, a Canada-Pakistan Expo 2009 will be held in Toronto in the second week of July. This will be a bilateral trade exhibition, and I am sure that with our collective efforts on both sides, this trade exhibition is going to provide impressive economic dividends, commercial dividends to both Pakistan and Canada. In the end, I would once again like to thank all the distinguished guests present here for their presence, and of course all the dignitaries who have spared this time from their very busy schedule today. This is a working day, and particularly the parliaments are in session, and the parliamentarians, they have spared this time, which is certainly not something very small. And I also like to thank our MC who has offered her services for this event here today. Thank you very much.
Next, I would like to call upon the Honorable Michael Chan, our Provincial Minister, to please come up and say a few words.
Consul General, is lovely to share the stage with you once again. Since your arrival in Ontario, I did have the opportunity to share with you a number of times. And today is a very delighted to be with you for your Pakistan National Day. Former MP, MPP, mayors, councillors, men and women of the police and firefighters, honored guests, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Premier, Dr. McKenty, it's a pleasure for me to join you today in celebrating Pakistan's National Day. I'm glad to see, together with my colleagues, and bring you warm greetings from the Government of Ontario. It's an honor to be with you to mark this historical day. On March 23, 1940, as mentioned before, at a conference in Lahore, a resolution was passed that paved the way for the creation of a country to be known as Pakistan. Today is a good time to remember the fundamental values that Ontarians share with the founders of your homeland: freedom, equality, and opportunity to achieve one's dream. The Pakistani community in Ontario now numbers more than 100,000 individuals. As we gather here this morning, we must acknowledge and celebrate the many different ways that Pakistani descents from all walks of life are making valuable